right, this one's gonna be wacky. This is gonna be a wacky one. I'm not gonna lie. I made it really wacky, and I'm really fucking excited for that. I'm really excited. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Trinkets to Side Quest, the series where I turn PHB trinkets into side quests. Yes, all 100 of them, semi-formalized, so that you can customize. Today's trinket is actually a request from my Discord server. Super duper exciting. If you would like to request a trinket, please just put it down below. And I am more than happy to do the request, especially because I hate picking the trinkets. It is my least favorite part of this entire series, is picking what trinket I'm doing. So pick it for me, please. Today we have Trinkets to Side Quest number 31, a silver badge in the shape of a 5-pointed star. Now, I like to title these all similar things because that way people know that they're a series and they can find the other ones really easily. But if I could title this anything else, I would title it Mini Western Pocket Plane Crossover Adventure Vacation. So ideally, your players will be coming off of some big hit, some big adventure that they just did. Maybe they just hit level 5 and they just defeated the big bad and got all their delicious loot and delicious magic items, and they're itching to use them. They're itching to find out how their magic items work. This would be a time period where it is truly a side quest, such as nothing else is going on, and so let's just go, you know? They would be in their keep or their house, or maybe they're coming out of city council after being rewarded for their magnificent duties, feeling all strong and broad-shouldered and like walking with their hips back, you know, that kind of a thing. And suddenly, this little badge that somebody has maybe pinned onto them for accessories, or like maybe it's in the bag of holding, it starts to shake violently, just violently shake, and then spring out from wherever it is, rip out from wherever it is, including if it is in a bag of holding, and in front of the players, float in the middle of the air, and then a dimension door, a portal, comes out of the center of it. Now, your players are going to be like, what the fuck? They're probably going to ready an action or something like that, until walking out of the portal is a humanoid armadillo, a bipedal humanoid armadillo with a cowboy hat, chaps, and a fringed jacket, like a jacket that has fringe on the arms. So this guy's going to walk out and he's going to look directly at the players, and the player's going to look directly at him. He's going to be like, who are you? And hopefully, the goal is for the players to go, who are you? So that he can explain that his name is Jim Bob, and he is the current mayor of the town that this portal links to. And that they were told by the first people who came to visit them ever from another dimension, that if they ever needed help again, to use the device on the other side of the portal to call them, and that these people would answer. Pause. What exactly is the badge? The badge is a beacon. That's all the badge really is. All of the actual stuff that matters is on the other side of the portal in the pocket plane / other dimension, whichever one you want to say it is. I like other dimension, but it's in the other dimension. So this badge is just a beacon that hears the call of the pocket plane of the other dimension and says, oh, it's time, and sends out the alert, and then opens up the portal for the players to go through. What's on the other side of the dimension, in the other dimension, I would like to believe is an old-timey phone, like one of these phones. I don't know if you know what those phones are, Gen Z, but one of these phones, not one of these phones, but one of these phones. Although it would be cute to have a 90s corded phone with that would be cute. But to have one of these phones, and so whenever they call into the phone, they say, help, help, and then the dimension, the door opens up, and then they're like, oh, okay, and then they poke their head through the door, right? So, that is a that device, the telephone, is a device that was built by an artificer who was part of a party who previously accidentally got sucked into, I like to imagine they got banished into this pocket plane. Basically, in my mind, they were doing something heroic, accidentally got sucked into this pocket plane, accidentally got sucked into this other dimension. Obviously, they could like teleport out by using their spells and stuff, but this dimension was actually under duress. They were under stress. They're stressed and they were kind of dying. And so they went and helped, the adventuring party went and helped them and then set up this device to be able to call them whenever they need them. If there's ever a time again where they're out of options and they don't know what to do, call them and they'll come help. Well, the mayor is making the call, but it's your players who are answering it. So your players can roll insight on Jim Bob and all that stuff, but he's honestly telling the truth. He's telling the truth that there was some nice people who came by one time, and before they left, they said, if you need us again, call us. And this is him calling because they are a-needin'. And so, whenever your players step through the portal and go to the world, it is a Western world. Hence the crossover and vacation. It is a Western world. So it is more, a lot less technology still, but a lot more, like saloons, and everyone has cowboy hats and like all that, like good old classic Westerns. You need to get your Western on. I also recommend, although you don't have to, if your party, if the people who are around are like, hey, you're gonna like stick out like a sore thumb even more if you are wearing armor and stuff. So here, put on these Western clothes and then dress up, a little dress up, you know? So what is this place? This place is a pocket plane or another dimension where, I imagine some scientists a really fucking long time ago decided to run some experiments and then abandoned the experiments, and now the experiments are just living there. This Western sound consists of several different places, including a big ranch that has a bunch of horses on it and all that kind of stuff. But it consists of raccoon people, possum people, and armadillo people. Oh yeah. They're all dressed up in traditional Western outfits. There's even like, I would imagine there's even like a bar where like a bunch of girls are being floozies with the big long skirts that they lift up, they hike up to show their legs and stuff. Jim Bob will take you around town, show you to some people, and explain to you that the townspeople have been under duress for quite some time because somehow, somewhere, a pack of coyote people has made their way into their pocket plane and are now bleeding the town dry of all of its food, of all of its money, of all of its goods. And at this point, they have gotten so upset. That we do not have enough food to feed them. That they have started taking the children, the little pups. They've started taking the little pups and eating them. Yeah, these coyote people, not good people. Funny enough, these coyote people are not from this pocket plane, even though they are coyotes. Coyotes is just for the setting. These coyote people are actually from the astral sea. They are pirates who have found that these prey have become very easy to prey upon, and they are actually taking advantage of the fact that these people have no defenses and they have no hope. They have no way to get around. They've just lived on their own in this pocket plane for a really long time, and they've made it work, and they were just easy fucking targets for these dumbass coyotes, which if you know anything about coyotes, that's exactly what a coyote would do. So, what are the players left to do? round them up. Oh yes, your players will be able to track the coyotes down to their cave. Also on the outside of their cave will be their spaceship if they wish to steal the spaceship, wreck the spaceship, fuck with the spaceship, anything like that. One of their spaceship will be their Spelljammer ship will be outside of this cave. They will all be living in this cave, and then you get to do a nice cave dungeon. You get to go into the cave, rescue some children, maybe get some loot back, maybe pocket some loot, be able to delete some coyotes, round up the coyotes, or you can just put them all on the ship and tell them to get the fuck out of here. Whatever your players wish, but it is an intricate cave system that they've built, that they've dug out, and there are several different objectives in the cave system for them to be able to find and discover, and I would definitely recommend the coyotes having guns, or at least some sort of like shootout taking place. Especially if it's like in a saloon or like a saloon-like area. I definitely recommend that kind of stuff. But that is the mini side quest. That is the mini side quest is to go into this nice cave dungeon and wreck some shit. And use those magic items, round up the coyotes, torture the coyotes, get some information out of them, maybe get a favor out of them, all of those kinds of things. And then when everything is said and done, you get to go back to Jim Bob and tell him, hey, it's done. Those coyotes will never bother you again. They're not going to eat your children anymore. Here are some children back if you rescue the children, all that good stuff. And Jim Bob gives you something that the original adventurers left for the townspeople, which is a device. It is a device that one of the artificer made. And it's just a button, although I'm sure you can come up with something super westerny. I think I would do like a grenade or like something, but it's a button. And whenever you activate the button, you can activate the button once a day, once per long rest. And whenever you activate the button, I don't know how else to explain this at Magic the Gathering, you phase out. So, or if you play League of Legends, it's the clock, it's the golden watch, the golden stopwatch. Basically, for an entire turn, you Teferi's protection yourself, and for an entire round, nothing can touch you, and you can touch nothing. And that's your token. That's your treasure. That's your little piece that you get to have for saving, for choosing to save the marsupial people. Are they all marsupials? I don't think so. I think they're mammals. Anyways, you get to choose to save the mammals, and in return, they get to give you a little trinket to go home with. And hey, who knows? Maybe one day, sometime soon in the game, you'll need to call on a bunch of people to build up some city, or to do some menial task, or even just to wine and dine and be interesting. And you'll be able to call on your friends. So yeah, that's basically the plot that I came up with this one. I would also recommend having some side quests within it of like, being able to just to be like, oh, please bring my son back. My son's name is this. Or being able to explore the town and hang out with the townspeople. I think that all is like super duper fun. And maybe you can do a shopping bit where they get like some really fun Western, and they can get drunk on like high percentage alcohol. Shut up. That would be so fun. You go and get the coyotes, and they're like, let's go to the saloon and have a drink. And you put on little piano music, right? And the girls are like swinging their skirts around, and like, they start drinking the drinks, and like, you're like, the alcohol is so much stronger here, and they're like, hell yeah, I feel like oh my god, they could drink absinthe. That would be fun. Absinthe. Anyways, they can drink moonshine. They can have moonshine. I think that would be fun. So I think that this would be a really fun side quest to do, and I think it would be really worth it for the players as well. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, let me know. If you have a trinket that you want, let me know. And I appreciate you oh so much for being here. You are always welcome at my table. If you want any more of me, check the doobly-doo down below. I do like Twitch and stuff, and I have a Discord server, and I do other things. I have a Substack and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for following my Trinkets to Side Quests. This seems to be a really nice series that people tend to like. And I will see you in the next video.